Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and this is Cards and Dice Baseball TV. I hope you are doing fine, and you're joining a continuation of our 1983 Stratomatic Advanced replay of the Seaver season. It's going to be Houston at New York, and this is a mid-July game. I can't remember the game it is. It's in the description. 80 maybe, perhaps. I think it may be game 80. I can check. I have it up. Let's see. No, that's 80. Let me see here. This is game 80, 82. And we've started the game. We find ourselves in the top of the fourth inning. Seaver's on the mound. He's going to be facing Phil Garner, Jose Cruz, and Ray Knight. Mets are up 2-0. And let me look and see how the Mets scored. I started this game a little bit earlier and then kind of moved and went and took care of a doctor's appointment and got back. So let me take a quick peek at, let me check the information. And let's see, play account. It was in the stealing base. Okay. It was a couple of errors and a couple of stolen bases and a sacrifice fly. And the Mets scored a couple of runs, and they're up 2-0 in the top of the fourth. Here it goes. Pitch from Seaver, playing Stratomatic Advanced. And it took me a couple of years, at least 3-4 years, to get to Advanced eventually. I got there. It's a 1-2, so it's going to be off the batter's card, and this is a ground ball, chopped to third base, and Brooks comes in, throws to first. Nice stretch by Hernandez, one away. So Phil Garner, Scrap Iron Garner, is retired on a ground ball to the third baseman. And that brings up Jose Cruz. Jose Cruz, one of the better hitters on the Houston Astros. And here goes. That's going to be again off Cruz. It's a 3 and an 8. That's a strikeout. So Seaver fans Cruz. Heads back to the bench. 2 away. And now it's Ray Knight, future Met, Ray Knight. And that's going to be off the batter card, a 3-8. And split dice, line drive, and caught by the shortstop, Oquendo. He waited and went up for it and brought it back down, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Tom Terrific. Looking terrific today for sure. It's allowed only 2 hits up to this point. We are in the bottom of the fourth. After 3.5, it's 2-0 Mets. Joe Niekro is on the mound. Joe Niekro has allowed 3 hits. He's going to be facing the bottom of the order, Oquendo, Junior Ortiz, and then Tom Terrific. Here's the pitch. Oh, hey, RJL's in the house. And that's a 4-8. And Oquendo is a righty, so that's off the pitcher card, a 4-8, and that's ball 4. So Oquendo waits out Niekro, fouls off a couple, and then trots down to first on a base on balls, and he will try to get his jump. Let's see, he needs a 2 here. Oh, wait, no, that's Ortiz. Oquendo is an 2-8 or a 9-12. He's out automatically. And he gets the jump, and there he goes. And the throw down, not in time. So Oquendo steals second base. A walk and a stolen base. That, I believe, is the 3rd stolen base of the day for the Mets. The catcher, Pujols, has made a couple of errors on throws as well. Here's Junior Ortiz. Here's a pitch from Niekro. That's a 4, so that's going to be off Niekro, and a 10, and that's a ground ball to the third baseman, X. Garner's a 26 over there at third base. We're going to check and see. A 26 is a 10, 11, 15, and 17. And we got a 10, so ground ball, and that is a 26. And he boots it. Garner boots it, and Oquendo makes it to third base. So it's going to be first and third. And you know what? Let's check something real quick here. That's an 8. Garner is a 4 at third base, and an 8 is a G3. He was not holding anybody. A G3 with an E1. Batter, runners advance 1 base. Yep. So it's first and third. An error is going to be charged to the third baseman, Scrap Iron, Garner, who a ball he should have had easily, bobbled it for a second, and that allowed everybody to first and third now. E5, and it's Tom Terrific. I'm going to let Tom Terrific swing away. First and third, nobody out. So infield is in this situation down by 2 already. We are in the bottom of the 4th. I think normally I would play back to avoid the big inning, but in this case, already down 2 by 2, and I'm not too sure their offense. We're going to play in here, and let's hope it doesn't backfire on us. Here's the pitch to Tom Terrific. He's swinging away. No bunts here. And we'll even try to roll for Ortiz to get a lead. We need a snake eyes, and we're not going to get it. Everybody runs here on the Mets. There's a pitch, Seaver, and that's a 5, a 5-6, and that's a ground ball, second base, X. So, first thing we got to do is check on the error chart, and he's an E19, and that's a 9. E19 and 9 is not going to be an error. We're going to change on the range right now. See what that happens. Say 7, and he is a 2-7. That's a G2. So X chart, updated fielding X chart, super advanced. Position. It's not a range play. Position. There's no error there. Rated at 2, so the error would be 3 and 18. We didn't get that. Position. We didn't get that. Okay. So, I got it. I understand where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be down here now. So there's runners on first and third. Infield in is down, and down says runner on third gets caught in a rundown and is tagged out. Batter is safe on fielder's choice, and the runner on first goes to second. Okay, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. Oh, but wait a second. With nobody out, I have a house rule that the runner on third holds automatically. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the out at first base. And that's what we're going to do with the infield in. So it's ground ball. It's going to be a 4-3. And runner moves up to second while the runner on third holds, because that's the my house rule to simplify these situations. It's going to be a 4-3. Doran to first baseman Ray Knight. Ray Knight's having some shoulder issues, and that's why you find him at first base rather than third base. Let's go Mets. RJL, let's go Mets. Check out his channel. He has a fun channel. Wilson. All right. And we'll look at some Seaver stats in a second. Mookie Wilson, runners on second and third. Infield is going to be in this case. But you know what? It would be nice to intentionally walk Wilson, load up the bases, play the corners in and the middle back, and hope for that double play. We're real close to getting out of this inning. And we're going to do that. We're going to intentionally walk Wilson, who's a pinch hitter. So let's do that. Let's get Wilson to load the bases, and it's going to be Brooks. So the corners are in, and the middle is back, looking for the double play. And here's Joe Niekro, looks in for the sign. He sets and deals the pitch to Brooks with the bases loaded, bottom of the 4th. Mets have an opportunity to bust it wide open here. And that's going to be a 5, so it is going to be off the pitcher card. A 5-5 is a ground ball, shortstop X. All right, Thon is an E30. And that is a 4, 12, 3, 17, and 18. And here we have a 10, so that's not going to do it. Let's see if we get the double play now. It's exactly what we wanted. And Thon is a 2, and we rolled an 18. That's going to be a G1. This may give us the double play, may get us out of the inning. And let's see. What did I say? 18 to G1. So the G1 says, referred to, okay, runners on, bases loaded, infield normal, DP 43. So it's going to be a batter out, 6, 4, 3, double play. They turn it, and they get out of the inning without any damage, really. So the Mets had the bases loaded, had second and third, had actually first and third, nobody out. Then the bases loaded and 1 out, and Brooks hits into a double play, 6, 4, 3 double play, and that retires the side. So loading the bases on the intentional walk really paid off. We have 6, 4, 3, and that takes us to the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 Mets. Mets had a chance to blow it open there, and we're not able to capitalize. All right, Tommy Seaver, Bill Doran leads us off. Here's a pitch from Tom Terrific. That's a 4 off of, he's a switch hitter, so that's going to be batting lefty. So it's off the pitcher, a 4-8, and that's a split die. And that's pulled down the line into the right field corner. Strawberry after it. Off the wall, plays it off the wall. Doran's going for 2. Here's the throw to second. Great throw, the tag, and he is safe under the tag. Doran with a leadoff double in the top of the 5th inning. And the crowd is very quiet here at Shea Stadium. Hope everybody's doing well out there. A little morning stream. We are in the top of the 5th. It's 2-0. I played 3 innings quietly alone, and then thought, hey, let's stream a little bit. All right, so it's Luis Pujols, and he is not the Luis Pujols, but the catcher in the early '80s, Luis Pujols. Here's a pitch, and that's a 1-10, so that's off Pujols' card, and that is a comebacker to Seaver. And Seaver feels his position over to first. Doran holds on that. 1-3. And on an A, runner on second base. On a B, batter out. Oh, wait. No, it was an A. So 6. It's ball hit to first base, second, batter out, runner advance 1 base. Otherwise, batter out, runner holds. Okay. That's basically what we did. And here comes Joe Niekro. Top of the 5th, 2-0. We're going to let Joe Niekro bat. Still too early. Still too early. And it is off the pitcher. And Niekro bats from the right side. Yes, he does. He's a 1-pitcher hitting card. So 1-8, and that's not a ball that you want to. That's not a number you want to hit on Seaver's card, because that's going to be a potential base hit single, and that's going to score Doran. The score is 2-1. So Joe Niekro helps out his own cause with an RBI single. Love this game. Love baseball. Love when the guy you least expect does something that's that's worth mentioning, worth celebrating. Joe Niekro's on at first, and Niekro not going to be stealing here. Omar Moreno with 1 out, and we're going to try. He's a hit and run D, so we're not hit and running with Omar Moreno. Left-handed batter, he will have an advantage here, hitting from the left side with Niekro being held. I automatically hold everybody. That's another house rule. All right, so 1-3. So that's off of Omar Moreno. 1-3 is a fly ball. Sky to center. Wilson drifts over, settles under it. 2 down. And here's Terry Poole. That's from the left side. Pitch from Seaver. That is a 3-6, and that is a line drive base hit. Frozen rope to center field. Played on a hop by Wilson. Niekro stops at second. Tying run is in scoring position. 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Dickie Thon. Pitch to Thon, and that's a 3. That's going to be off Thon, a 3-6, and that's line center field. Wilson on the run and tracks it down in left center field. So Thon gave it a ride, but Wilson in center caught up to it, and that retires the side. But the Astros pick up a run on a few hits. Don't know how many exactly. 2 or 3, I believe. I think it was 2. And scores 2-1. Go to bottom of the 5th. Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez is walked twice today. That's a 4, so that's going to be off the pitcher against a lefty, and that's an 8. That's ball 4. The 3rd time that Keith Hernandez has walked today, and he'll be attempting to get a lead. He was still young and mobile at this point, so he'll be trying to get a lead. He's 2-4, and it's a 7, so he does not get the lead. George Foster's up, power hitting left fielder for the Mets. He's 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch from Niekro, and that's going to be a 4-9er, and that's ball 4. So first and second, and up is the bullpen for the Astros at this point. Back-to-back walks. And here comes Darryl Strawberry, left-handed power-hitting rookie, 21 years old. He's 1 for 2 with a triple. Here's the pitch from Niekro. It's a 3, so that is off of Strawberry, a 3-5, and that is a deep drive to right field. Poole on the warning track, and he makes the catch. So Darryl Strawberry got into one and drove it deep to the warning track, and Poole, with his back up against the wall, makes the catch. Everybody holds. And that's 1 out now. Brian Giles. Here's the pitch to Giles, and that's a 4. A 4 against the righty, a 4-7 is a strikeout. So Giles down on strikes, 2 away. And Jose Oquendo. And that's a 1-6, and that is ripped to short. Thon flips to Doran, and that retires the side. We go to the top, the bottom of the 5th. No, that was New York. So we go to the top of the 6th, 2-1. It's a 6-4 fielder's choice on that. Score is 2-1 Mets, top of the 6th. It is Joe Niekro versus Tom Terrific. Let's look at a little bit of what Tom Terrific is doing here in our replay. After this, we're going to play payoff pitch. We're going to do Tom Terrific 1983 payoff pitch. And then I'm thinking of doing a 1983 Status Pro as well. That would be fascinating to do that. If you wish, no. Why is that happening? I see. I got to hit his name. Okay. So let's look at Seaver and how he's doing so far in our replay. Why did Keith Hernandez come up? That's weird. All right, Tom Seaver. There he goes. All right, so Tom Terrific, he's got his halfway point in the season. Had a 3.55 ERA. He's at a 2.92. Game started 17. That's exactly half of his 34. Got 108 innings pitched, would give him 116 for the season. He actually had 216 for the season at 231, so we're a little bit behind that. Going to probably push him an extra inning today. Hits allowed 90. He allowed 200, so he's 10 hits better Actually 20 hits better than he was. Walks allowed 42 to 86, almost spot on. Strikeouts almost spot on, 70 to 135. So you double that, that would be 140. So he's a little, actually 68. So he would be at 136, and he had one. So really, really close stats. So this is impressive. I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, and if you look at my replay with Appa, they were pretty close as well, except in the ERA department. Stratomatic, I think, will do better in the ERA department, and we'll see. I mean, that is still to be seen. We don't know for sure. But Tom Seaver versus Phil Garner. It's going to be Phil Garner, Jose Cruz, and Ray Knight in the top of the 6th inning. And that's a 2-7. And that's going to be line drive, base hit, left field. Foster plays it on a hop, gets it into Oquendo. Phil Garner makes his turn at first. He's on with a single. The tying run is on at first. And Garner's going to try to get a jump. He's a 2-8. And there he goes. Oh, wait, nope. Yep, he gets in. There he goes. And the throw down, and he is out. Garner's out at second base, just like that. 2-6. Great throw by Ortiz. Quick release. Guns him out at second base. Caught stealing. 2-6. Shortstop covering with the left-handed batter. And that's one away. Jose Cruz is up next. And that's a 6. This is going to be off of Seaver, a 6'10", catcher X. So let's check. Our catcher is looks like E14. Let's double check. A lot of times I can't see on the screen. E14. All right. So that's pretty up there. 12, 16, 17, 19. So this is an 11, and we don't have that number there. So let's check and see down here. If he gets to the ball at 14, catcher 4. 14 is a PF. And that is with runners on base, nobody's on base. PF. No rookie out. With runners on base, all runners advance one base. No. Play resumes with the. No, when using the rules refer to super advanced rules found in instructions for procedure determined PB occurs. Fastball does not occur. The batter hits a foul out to the catcher. Oh, so it's going to be a foul out. Okay, so it's popped up behind the plate in foul ground. Ortiz flips his mask away, makes the catch. And that's 2 down. All right, Ray Knight steps in the box, and Ray Knight is 0 for 2. Pitch from Seaver. And that is a 2-7, and that's line base hit. Frozen rope off the bat of Knight. 2-out single. And we're going to try to get a jump with Knight as well. Everybody runs. Everybody runs. That's a 7. Does not get the jump. Oh, wait. No, I was looking at Doran. Okay, so Doran's up. Here's the pitch. And that's a 3-5er, and that's ball 4. So Doran walks first and second with 2 outs. So the Astros have a little something going here against Seaver with Luis Pujols, the catcher. Steps in the box, and here's the pitch from Seaver. It's going to be a 2-9, and split die line, and caught by the shortstop, Oquendo, and that retires the side. An L6. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning now. Both Niekro and Seaver are both 7s. Their point of weakness begins at 7. Junior Ortiz, the batter, he is 0 for 1 with an RBI. I think he's the one who hit the sacrifice fly. That's a 111. And that is going to be grounded to the shortstop, Thon, who waits back, now charges, scoops it up, fires on the run, and in time to get Ortiz. Tom Terrific steps in the box. And it's a 4-6. That's going to be off the pitcher card, and that's a strikeout. So Seaver whiffs, heads back to the bench. And it's Mookie Wilson. He was intentionally walked in the last inning, and he's 2 for 2 today with a base on balls. And that's a 111, and that is popped up middle of the infield. Doran and Thon converge, and Moreno in, and Doran calls him off, makes the catch, and that retires the side. Go to the top of the 7th. 2-1 ball game. Now we're pushing Seaver a little bit, pushing him just a little bit extra, because we're running a little bit short, maybe an inning short per start. So we'll see what happens. I made my own little Starbucks coffee, way better than what you get at Starbucks and way cheaper. All right, here's the pitch. Oh, wait, Joe Niekro's up here. We didn't look at that. We're not going to. It's time to go to the bench for a pinch hitter. It's that time of the day. Now we're going to check with the roster. I use this as my aid. It guides me in checking the roster, see who I have available. Tony Scott is a switch hitter. I like to pinch hit him. I think he does the job. Tony Scott. So he's going to come in and hit for Niekro, and we'll get a pitcher then after that. All right, so here's the pitch. We're going to use that one. It's a 5. It's batting from the left side. A 5-11, and that's a fly ball right field X, an E6 in right field. So he's an E6. So we're looking at 3, 4, 14, 17, 18, and we got a 13, and that's not it. So now, see if he catches up the ball. He's a 3 out there. Darryl Strawberry is, and a 13, and he runs it down, fly ball, right center field, and Strawberry on the run tracks it down. 1 away. Omar Moreno with 1 down in the top of the 7th inning. Tom Seaver still in there. And that is going to be a 3-9er, and that is grounded to second. Giles charges, sidearms at the first, scooped out by Hernandez, and they just get Moreno, the speedy Moreno, can fly down the line. 2 down now. And it's Terry Poole with 2 outs. He's a left-handed hitter. Seaver looks in for the sign, winds in, deals, and that's a 5-10. And that's lifted to left field, shallow left. Foster in, Brooks back. Who's going to get it? Foster makes the catch, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for terrific in the top of the 7th. 2-1 Mets. It's going to be a new pitcher for the Astros. Who's it going to be? I do not know just yet. Let me look and see who their relievers are. Dave Smith. And we're going to bring in Dave Smith. What inning is it? It's the bottom of the 7th. Hold on a second. See if I have somebody else I can bring in. Dawley, Bill Dawley. Yeah, I want to bring in Dawley. I think Smith was their they don't have saves here, so I don't really know who their closer was. It doesn't say who the closer was, and it doesn't show the saves, so you can't tell from that. You just have to kind of guess a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to bring in Dawley. I think that it was Dave Smith was the closer, but not totally sure. I don't have time to look right now. So we're going to bring in Dawley, and we'll still have Smith in case we need another pitcher. So let's see. Even though we do have for the Mets, who do we have coming up for the Mets? We have Hernandez, a lefty, and then Strawberry, a lefty. So we're going to have 2 lefties. Let's see if we have a lefty in the bullpen. We have guy named Madden and a guy named DePino, and I believe I have DePino. So let's bring in DePino to face the two lefties. 2 out of 3 of the next 3 batters are lefties. And that gives me an easy way of figuring out who I should bring in. All right, so DePino's coming in. He's gonna, and we're gonna put him in a sleeve. So DePino comes in. It's gonna be Keith Hernandez. Oh no, it's gonna be Brooks. Excuse me. It's gonna be Brooks, Hernandez, Foster, and then Strawberry. Okay, so it's gonna be Brooks. And that is a 1-6 against a lefty, and that is grounded to third, backhanded by Garner, long throw to first, and in time beats Brooks by half a step. So Garner, showing off a strong arm, throws out UB Brooks, 1 away. Next up is Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez, 3 walks on the day. He's been on base all 3 times. Here's a pitch, and that's a 6, so that's going to be off DePino, a 6-9er, and that's a fly ball right field. Backpedaling is Poole and right, and he gets under it and makes the catch. 2 down, and here's George Foster. And that's a 5. This time's the righty, a 5-6, and that's strike 3. And Foster swings and misses at a high fastball, and that retires the side. DePino does a great job, sets him down in order. Here we go. Here come the Astros. Tom Terrific. Against Thon. That's a 1-8, and that's going to be ball 4, so Thon walks. Now, the Mets have the bullpen going. It looks like Carlos Diaz and Jesse Orozco, 2 lefties. Phil Garner, we're going to try to get the jump. And a 9, we do get the jump, and there goes Thon, and the throw down not in time, and it may sail. Ooh, I think it does sail into center field. I think it does, my friends. This is going to put the tying run at third base with nobody out. Let's see. Let's look. Ortiz. Yes, sirree. That ball sails into center field, and Wilson tracks it down. Big turn around third base for Thon. Thinking of going home, but no. Scoots back to third. Giles runs it in quickly. Or is it Oquendo? It would be, I guess, who was covering with a righty batter was a second baseman. So that I guess Oquendo would, either one, I'm not sure. All right. So that's going to be a stolen base and an error. So the catchers have been struggling in this game. Two errors on the Houston catcher and 1 error on the Mets catcher. 3. This I've never seen this before. I don't think I've ever played where catchers have made that many errors on stolen bases. All right, so Phil Garner, the infield is going to be forced to come in now. It's a 2-1 ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. Mets infield on the grass: Brooks, Oquendo, Giles, and Hernandez playing in close. Now with nobody out, they're holding the runner at third base. So on an infield grounder, he's not going to be thrown out because that's one of my house rules. I hold it with 1 out, he'll try to score and he could get thrown out. With nobody out, we play it safe because there's still an opportunity to hit a sacrifice fly or a ground ball that gets through the infield with the next batter coming up. All right, so Tom Seaver is a pitch, and that is a 6. That is going to be off Seaver. A 6-8, and this is potential a line drive and base hit. Game is tied. Phil Garner, frozen rope, left center field, cut off by Foster, and Garner's at first with the game tying single here in the top of the 8th inning. Jose Cruz. Garner's going to try to get a lead. And a 7 does not get it. Jose Cruz is going to hit and run. He's a C. Try to hit and run. Ooh, that's a 10. That's going to be interesting to see what that is. Hit and run 10. He's a C, and that is a lead. Oh, they're going to get the lead runner. Ground ball shortstop, and right at the shortstop, hit hard, and he's going to step on the bag. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. Garner was on the move, but the ball was hit sharply and right at the shortstop. He's going to step on the bag. All right, Ray Knight now, the batter. Seaver's still in there. We're pushing Seaver just a little, try to get him to go 8 innings. I don't think he's done that yet. Pitching a heck of a ball game, 2-2. He has allowed 8 hits, and the Astros have made 4 errors as well. So it's been a crazy game. 2-2 here in the top of the 8th. Cruz is on at first. We're going to try to get a lead with Jose Cruz. And we don't get it. So, Ray Knight. Here's the pitch tonight. That's going to be a 6. Knight is a righty at 10, and that's ball 4. So that's going to be it for Seaver, I believe. I don't know that Seaver can go any farther than this in a game like this. He's already he's walked to at least 3 or 4, and he's given up 8 hits. I think it's time. It is that time. Can't push Seaver anymore. So it is that time to bring in. Doran's a switch hitter, but we're going to bring in one of our left bullpen lefties, and that's going to be Carlos Diaz. Haven't seen him in a while. All right, so Diaz, who had a great season in 1983, Carlos Diaz. See if I can find him. Neil Allen's not around anymore. Bradley. You know what? I may have put Carlos Diaz with the last team I played. Torres. Let's see. He may be with the Phillies. Where are the Phillies? Here are the Phillies. Okay. Carlos Diaz may have gotten in there with the Phillies. Let's see. There he is. Carlos Diaz. We found him. He was with the Phillies. Got on the wrong bus. I got this nice. I ordered the nice envelopes for Strat. See those? Has the insignia. It's got some information. First place, Phillies. And it's going to be Doran versus Carlos Diaz, lefty. So Doran's going to turn around and bat from the right side. He kind of batted 34% against left-handed pitchers, 66 against right-handed pitchers. All right, so here's the pitch. First and second with only 1 out. And that's going to be a 1. A 1-5, and that's popped up. Left side of the infield, Brooks and Okendo, and Brooks makes the catch. That's 2 out. Next up is Pujols. Now, Pujols, what did he do? He batted, oh my God, he's horrible. Let's look and see if we can bring in a pinch hitter here. Who's the other catcher? The other catcher is Borkman. And I should have Borkman's card. I believe I saw Borkman's card. Don't get a lot of cards with Stratomatic. That's the negative about it. But we do have Borkman, so we could bring in Borkman if we brought in a pinch hitter. And we could bring in, but what did Borkman bat? 227. With a little bit of power, not too bad. And we're gonna let Borkman bat here. So Borkman's gonna pinch hit. He's a right-hander for Pujols, and then he'll stay in and catch. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Top of the 8th inning. It's 2-2. Carlos Diaz looks in for the sign. And here's a pitch to Borkman. That's going to be a 5 off of Diaz, an 8, and that's a fly ball left field. Foster in the corner and makes the catch, and that retires the side. Foster stayed with it. Ball was hooking away from him. Stayed with it, made the catch, and Borkman's going to take over at catcher. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Frank DePino is going to be facing Darryl Strawberry. Here's a pitch to Strawberry, and that's a 1 against a lefty. A 9, and that's a deep drive to center field. And that is going to drop in there. 1 hop off the wall. Moreno after it. Strawberry, good speed. Big turnaround second base. But no. Goes back to second with a double. Leadoff double for Darryl Strawberry. And now it's going to be Giles. Now Giles is going to bunt. He's a B bunter. And we got the corners in. That's a 12. I don't know what that's going to mean. Whoa, that's a weird number there on a bunt. So Giles squares, want to get him to third base. And let's see. Aha, here's my bunt chart. So B bunter. Infielding corners in, refer to the next letter. So we're going to go to, well, it depends where it's to, right? Depends where it's to, and if I use the 1, it's back to the pitcher, so then it doesn't matter. Ah, wait, pitcher, consider the pitcher always in, I believe it said, I read somewhere. So then I move here, and it's a 12. Oh, no, and that's the last thing that we wanted to see. And it's going to be a double play. It's going to be a little pop-up to DePino. He catches it and throws to second, and they double Strawberry off. So it's a double play, and that wipes out the leadoff double. That's terrible. That's the worst thing that could have happened there. So it's a double play. It's a little pop-up. And DePino quickly off the mound, slides, picks it up, and Strawberry misread it. And DePino fires to second base. They get Strawberry for the double play. So it's going to be, and it's a 1-6 after that. So I guess it's a 1-1-6 with the pitcher getting a put out and it's going to be the second baseman covering on that. So 2 away, and Okendo comes up. Wow, that sucks. We didn't want that to happen. All right. All right, Okendo. And that's a 1-8 against a lefty, and that's a strikeout. And that retires the side. So Okendo swings at a curveball in the dirt. And up come the Astros here in the top of the 9th inning. It's Carlos Diaz on the mound for the Mets. He replaced Tom Terrific in a 2-2 game. We're in the top of the 9th. It's going to be the pitcher spot. And it's time for a pinch hitter again. And we're going to look at, I got Mizrock and I got Tolman. I don't know that I have either of those guys. I may just have to pull them up on my phone. So I try to get every guy that's really in the roster, on the roster, into the game, whether I have his card or I don't. I'm going to get Madden to come into this afterwards as well. Mike Madden. And Mumphrey, Dolly, Smith. Walling. I got lefties, but I want to bring in a righty. Okay, so I'm going to go to the phone and create a card. It's create a card time. Yes, sirree. Create a card with CP Cards and Dice. All right, let's track this down. Where is it? La, 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 la. There it is. Boom. All right, let's search for Tolman. He's a right-handed hitter. We're going to pull up his Tim Tolman. Going to pull up his Tolman. Pull up his 1983 card. 86, 84. There he is, 83. And that's how quickly you do this. I had a guy asking about where do I get my cards if I want to play actual, lineups. What do I do? He says, they're so expensive, I can't get all the cards. And I said, dude, just get the $5 a month thing and create the cards that you want. A lot of guys were saying, no, that's piracy. That's piracy. You can't do it. You got to pay $600 for the set if you want all the players or as many players as you can get, and on and on and on. It was a whole thing. Nobody wanted to tell him and encourage him to do to find the cards online because they want to keep it a secret. Because then they can hoard the sets and they can sell them for $600 on eBay. And it's a small cabal of profiteers. Extortionists is what I call them. And they can't see me at all. They don't like to hear me speak at all. And they try to do everything they can to silence me. Constantly complaining about me. Every little thing is offensive. Everything out of my mouth is offensive, of course, because I'm not protecting their profits. Tim Tolman. All right, so he steps into the box. Let's get that going. He's hitting for the reliever, DePino. And here's a pitch from Diaz. That's going to be off Diaz's card against a righty. So it's going to be a 5-8, and that's a fly ball. Left field. It's going to be a can of corn for Foster. Drifts under, makes the catch, and one away. And so we used Tolman. It was that quick and easy. Omar Moreno's up next. Here's the pitch from Carlos Diaz, lefty on lefty. And that's a 4-11 fly ball right field X, and he's a 6 in right field. Rolled an 11. He's a 6 in right field. Let's make sure. Yep. 11. Nope. Let's see if he runs it down. So that is a shot into right center field. Can Strawberry catch up to it? And yes, he can. Strawberry runs it down. Got a good jump on that ball, right? Read it right off the bat. It's a line out to the right fielder. And now it's Terry Poole, another lefty. So this works out perfect since the Mets have a lefty reliever in there. Here's the pitch to Poole, and that's a 6. A 6-11, first baseman X. He's a 15. 15 is 7, 12, 14, and 17. And that is a 13, and I think, nope, it's a 12 and a 14. So I got just in between that. Oh, no, he's an E20, excuse me. He's an E20. Oh, no, he's an E15. I'm sorry. Who was I looking at? Giles. Sometimes they put the numbers together. All right, so he's an E15, so there's no error on the play. Let's see if it's a ground ball to first base. Let's see if Hernandez, and he dives for it and gets it, picks it up, and he's going to flip to Diaz covering, and that's going to retire the side. Great play by Hernandez. Robs Poole of a hit. Ground ball, 3-1. And Mets in the bottom of the 9th inning. New pitcher, and here's what we're going to bring in Dolly. Going to bring in Dolly this time. So he's a guy that had a lot of innings. I know that he was one of their main relievers from playing this before. I remember seeing his name a lot in the box scores. So Dolly comes in relieving DePino. DePino did a good job. And I think we're going to need a pinch hitter in this inning for the Mets as well. Because due up is Ortiz. Unless we plan on going one more inning with Ortiz, we'll see what happens. All right. So here's Junior Ortiz. Here's the pitch. Bottom of the 9th, 2-2. It's going to be a 2. He's a righty, 2-7, and that is a strikeout. So Ortiz swings and misses at a ball outside the strike zone. Went fishing and caught nothing. Carlos Diaz is up, and the Mets are going to bring in a pinch hitter. Got 3 lefties. It's going to be Danny Heat. Usually my first pinch hitter is Heat because I also have Staub, and I'd like to save Staub for when there's runners on base. So Danny Heat Steps in the box, and that's a 5 against a lefty, Snake Eyes, and that is a drive to center field. On the run is Moreno, and he makes the catch, 2 away. Fly ball 8, F8 if you're scoring at home. And don't let me find out that you're not scoring at home. Mookie Wilson, he's 2 for 3 today with a walk. And that's a 3-10 against a righty, 3-10. And that's a fly ball. Shallow center, racing in is Moreno. Under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 2-2. New pitcher for the Mets. We'll see now who's going to come out and pitch. Let's see. Who's batting? Phil Garner, righty. So we're going to bring in Sisk. Doug Sisk. There he is. Doug Sisk replaces Diaz. Dickie Fon leads us off. Top of the 10th inning. That's a 1-7, and that's going to be a split die line and base hit. Right past Oquendo. Reached out for it, could not make the catch. So lead runner's on. Fon is going to look for a lead. 2-5 and a 9. And this is a 7. Nope, does not get it. Phil Garner. Here's the pitch. And that's a 6. Garner's a righty, a 6-8. That's a fly ball. Lifted to right field towards the line is Strawberry. Makes the catch. Gets it in quickly. Fon is on at first base. And it's Cruz. That's a 3-9er. And against a righty, and that's ball 4. So this pushes Fon to second base in scoring position. Ball 4. And Sisk didn't like the call. Ray Knight, here's the pitch. That's a 4. 4-6 is ball 4 again. And Sisk is really frustrated now. So out to talk to him is Ortiz. Bases are loaded. Mets are going to have to bring the infield in. Bill Doran, switch hitter. Here's the pitch. And that's a 3-6er versus a righty. A 3-6 is going to be a strikeout, big strikeout for Sisk. 1 away now. Infield's still in for the Mets. It's 2-2, top of the 10th. Bases loaded. George Borkman, the catcher. And that's a 3. And that's an 8. And that's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks. So Sisk really bearing down here, knowing he needed some strikeouts to get out of trouble. Picks up, and that's the 3rd out. I was not aware of that. So that retires the side. Wow. Unbelievable. We are in the bottom of the 10th inning. Let's get the crowd going. It's like a cemetery in here. All right, it's Bill Dawley on the mound for the Astros in the bottom of the 10th. UB Brooks is leading it off. Here's the pitch to Brooks, and that's a 1-8. That is a split die, and base hit for Brooks. Little flare that drops in, dunks in front of Cruz. So Brooks is on with a single. Little broken bat. Texas leaguer. So Brooks is on at first, and Brooks will be looking for a lead. Why not? And nope, won't be getting it. So Hernandez is a C hit and run. We're not going to try the hit and run either at this point. Nothing has been working. And that's a 1-8, and that's a line drive base hit. And Brooks, will Brooks go to third? That's an 8. That's a single to left field. No, he will not. He will hold up at second base, still in scoring position. So that's good enough with nobody out. First and second, George Foster, the batter. Here's the pitch to Foster, and that's a 3. And that's going to be trouble against a righty. And that's a deep drive to left field. Cruz back to the track, to the wall, looks up. That's out of here. Game winner by George Foster. 3-run shot into the left field seats. And that's all she wrote. The Mets win it in the bottom of the 10th. Losing pitcher is going to be Dolly. Winning pitcher is going to be Sisk. And George Foster is greeted by his teammates at the plate. Celebration ensues. The Mets win it on a 3-run blast in the bottom of the 10th by George Foster. Game over. And we look at the box score very quickly. And the scoreboard was the Astros 2 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors. The Amazons 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. MVP is going to be George Foster with a 3-run shot. That was Foster's 14th home run of the season. So he's exactly where he should be. He hit 28. And this is about halfway in the season. So the stats are coming out really, exact. And Seaver gets a no decision. Sisk gets the win. He's 3-3 with a 2.98 ERA. And that's all she wrote. So let's go Mets. They win it in the bottom of the 10th inning on a 3-run shot by George Foster. Very exciting. And this is CP Cards and Dice. Let's go Mets. I wish you guys the best. Hasta la vista.